And now, part 2 of the Don't Call Me Sweetheart show's tone-shifting radio play, The Banshee.
It's said that all the oldest families have the curse. That long ago, for every one of them, a young girl died while they looked the other way. She died, yes, but she did not depart. She visits them and announces that it's time for one of them to join her in the great beyond. She isn't warning them, just announcing their deaths, and with glee, and a scream like no other sound on earth. A scream that will send anyone who hears it straight to hell, because, you see, she is the Banshee.
There was a wild colonial boy.
Well, look who has finally graced me with his presence this morning.
Well, my wild American Rose. Oh, it's a fine day to see you. Might you have a cup of coffee with your handsome Irish man?
I made a fresh pot 10 minutes ago. It's hard getting used to these weird power outlets you have here.
Well, you'd better. Soon enough you'll be living in Ireland with me full time.
Wherever my husband is, I am. I do enjoy Dublin anyway.
Well, my hometown is very different from the big city.
Here's your coffee.
Thanks. Why don't you go upstairs and get ready? I'll have a quick breakfast and, we'd better be on our way. It's a long way from Dublin to Mulroney and me mother's house, and, well, I don't want to be driving on the coast in the dark.
Well, I don't understand what you mean at all, Mr. McShane.
Well, simply put, your older son, Sean, left no will, so there's no family member to inherit either the estate or be made the controlling partner of your manufacturing business.
But my late husband made sure the family would be taken care of once he passed, and that the business would continue to run seamlessly.
That he did. But he did it by making Sean the executor of the will and the controlling partner in the business. Sean wasn't in control of your assets long enough to plan for his own succession when he himself passed.
So this means that me and Rory have nothing.
I don't know why your husband didn't have yourself and Rory as co-executors and partners along with Sean, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Because my husband was quite robust when he was taken. And Sean was only 31. No one thought to plan for the worst with two such healthy men in charge.
Well, the great equalizer has his own plans, ma'am. And I'm afraid you're right.
Curse your great equalizer. And curse her that is his harbinger. I never thought she'd come to us twice in 1 year.
Oh, now, Mrs. O'Reilly, let's not start with that again. You already have all your doctors worried.
She's real, Mr. McShane. I know it.
Oh, yes, ma'am, real.
So what's to become of my life's assets then?
Well, the estate will become property of the county.
And the business?
Well, Sean's percentage will be divided evenly among the remaining partners. And there'll be a new controlling partner.
And just who might that be?
Why, it's me, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Are you sure you don't want to drive a while, Viola?
No way! I can't wrap my head around this. It gives me a headache trying to think on the opposite side of the street.
I had the same problem when I drove in the States for the first time. That's when I met your parents in South Bend.
Seriously? You'd never driven in America before that.
We were in New York. There was no need.
Well, my father thought you did pretty well.
You mean in snatching up his lovely daughter?
Oh, you know what I mean, with driving. And of course, you had my mother in the palm of your hands the second she heard your accent.
What accent?
Right?
Let's hope my mother feels the same way about your accent.
Stop. You know, Rory, you don't talk about your mother much. What's she like?
Oh, she's a very good woman, Viola. A very good woman.
But...
She's a sad woman, you know. Sad since Dad passed and Sean not 6 months later. And she's isolated out there in Mulranny. She never liked it that I went to New York, and she never liked it that when I came back to Ireland, I stayed in Dublin.
That's so sad.
Well, it is. And all that together has made her a little strange.
Strange?
A little paranoid, superstitious.
Well, I hope she likes me and I can help her cheer her up.
Oh, she'll like you all right. As for the cheering up, well, you'll see. Should I put on some music?
No, thanks. I like having it quiet and looking out at the landscape. It's so different from the other side of the country.
Oh, that it is. The beaches are pristine. The Neffin Mountains, they bow down to meet the water. Everywhere you look in summer, there's fuchsia.
I hope we can come here often from Dublin. Rory.
Yes, love.
What did you mean when you said your mother was superstitious?
Well, let's save that for when we have a nice stiff drink in our hands, Viola.
As Rory and Viola speed on to Mulranny, Kathleen O'Reilly sits by the front window of what had until recently been her house. Dusk has arrived, and she peers into the cool evening.
You won't be satisfied until you've taken us all, is that it? Haven't the centuries given you enough that you had to take 2 of mine, and so close? You cackling witch, you coward. What have you to say for yourself? Oh, Rory, my Rory's here.
We made it before dark. I told you, Mother.
Rory, oh son, I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, and I'm happy to see you too, Mum. Say, your face is wet.
Oh, I've been weeping, son. Weeping for months.
Oh, Mom. Here, this is Viola. This is me, my fiancé.
Oh, you precious thing.
I am so pleased to finally meet you, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Thank you, child, and thank you for making my Rory so happy.
Oh, not as happy as he's made me.
Mom, you know how Americans exaggerate.
Well, into the house with you. I've prepared a good supper and changed the sheets on Sean's bed. I hope you don't mind. It's the only one in the house big enough for 2.
Oh, not at all, Mum, not at all. I'll just fetch our bags from the car. Mum, why don't you show Viola around?
Not much to see, I'm afraid.
Well, I'd love a tour all the same.
Why wasn't the front door locked, Mum? I just turned the handle and came in.
Locked, unlocked. Doesn't matter either way.
Well, please keep it locked, okay? For me.
As you wish, son.
All right.
Well, Viola, let's start upstairs, shall we? What a beautiful name you have.
Oh, thank you.
Before ascending the staircase, Viola catches Rory's eye. What did his mother mean when she said, "It doesn't matter if the door is locked or not"?
Because I couldn't possibly have eaten any more. I hope she knows I appreciated her cooking, though.
Uh-huh.
Rory O'Reilly, are you listening to me?
Of course, dear, of
Then
course.
what did I just say?
You were saying that Mother likes you better fat.
Oh, stop.
I'm sorry, dear. It's just that while you were showering, Mum showed me all kinds of papers from the lawyer, and I can't make heads or tails of them.
How so?
Well, according to this McShane, that's the lawyer, my brother Sean had no will.
Honey, forgive me, but Sean passed so suddenly and so young. It's possible he didn't have a will.
Entirely possible. But McShane told Mother that Sean had been the only beneficiary in me father's will, and that there were no provisions for Mum or me to continue as majority owners in the business.
Now that, I agree, is a bit odd.
I never liked McShane, But I have no reason to think he'd try to cheat us. This paperwork, it's just... It's all so confusing.
Lawyer girl to the rescue. I'll take a look while you shower.
Well, thank you, dear, but let's not worry about any of this tonight, okay? We'll look together tomorrow. We'll have a good breakfast, look at the papers, and then I'll go see McShane, all right? After that, we'll go for a walk along the seashore.
Okay, dear. I'm quite tired after our long drive. By the way, I thought your mother was quite charming this evening. She did say a few cryptic things.
Well, such as?
I'll tell you later.
Okay, love. I'll have a quick shower then.
Take your time. Oh, Rory,
Yes?
you did lock the front door for the night, didn't you?
I beg your pardon, Mr. O'Reilly, but what your fiancé says is irrelevant. Delarn Island is quite another thing from the law in the United States.
You can surely see, Mr. McShane, why we find it odd that you seem to benefit from this situation, both as the new controlling partner of the company and as an employee in the head office of County Mail.
And what of that?
Simply that you'll be one of those responsible for deciding what happens to our family estate, since my brother died intestate.
Once more, Mr. O'Reilly, your wife's...
My fiancé.
Your fiancé's interpretation of the law is not relevant in Ireland. What's more, even if you could successfully reverse my decisions, there'd be some question of the well-being of your mother.
Just what are you implying, McShane?
I think you know very well, O'Reilly. She babbles night and day to all within earshot about how your very old Irish family has that very old Irish fable around its neck.
My mother's condition is no concerns of yours, McShane.
We shall see, sir. We shall see.
Hello, dear. How did the meeting with the lawyer go?
Well, first I'll have that stiff drink we talked about yesterday.
That good, huh?
The man is confounding. He disagreed with me at every turn. He claims that the interstate laws in the United States have no correlation here.
I'm pretty sure that here the family can petition the government to appoint an administrator of the will. I'll look into it a bit more after lunch.
Can we take that walk first? I need to calm down.
Oh, of course, honey. Just let me grab my coat.
Viola,
Yeah.
where is my mother?
She went back up to bed after breakfast. She said she wasn't feeling well.
Oh, I see. Did she tell you any more cryptic things?
No? No, she seemed much more relaxed this morning. She told me some pretty funny stories from when you were young.
Okay, I dread what she might have said. Shall we go?
But unknown to Rory and Viola, Kathleen is in her bed wide awake and whimpering softly, talking to herself as if chanting to someone unseen in the corner of the room.
You'll come again, won't you? Come again soon. Soon. For Rory. For me. For the girl if they marry. You'll come for us all. With screams that will pierce our flesh, you'll come for us all.
The sea is so beautiful, Rory. I can't believe you grew up here, that you'd ever want to leave.
Well, then, oughtn't you have stayed in Indiana?
Not fair.
Well, why not? Don't you have water there, too?
Oh, you know Indiana's landlocked. Well, except for one little slice by Lake Michigan in the north.
Well, you must know that Indiana seems as pretty to me as Mulroney does to you.
I see your point.
Then why are you shaking your head?
I'm not. I'm just a little chilly.
We'll have Mother make us some nice tea when we get home.
Well, for now, give me a hug.
All right. Oh, you feel so good to hold, Viola. I love you. Viola, I said I love you. Viola.
Rory, look over there. A little inland.
What? What am I supposed to be?
Do you see her?
Indeed. She must be freezing in those rags.
What's she doing there in the sand?
She seems to be digging.
With her bare hands like that?
Yeah.
She's so frail. Let's go see if she needs help.
Yes, you're right. What a strange woman.
Hello? Ma'am? Hello? Are you okay?
Perhaps she's lost her hearing.
No, she's rising and turning to face us now.
Oh, dear God. Have you ever seen a face so crumpled by time?
She can't help it. Ma'am, are you okay?
Ma'am?
Can we help you?
What are you digging for there, darling? What have you lost?
Rory, don't get so close to her.
It's fine, love, it's fine. She's turning away from us.
Ma'am, please wait. We want to help.
She's walking away.
Behind that hill. Rory, she doesn't want our help. Let's just go. Besides, she frightens me.
Wait for me here, Viola. I intend to get to the bottom of this.
Look. Oh, there she is again.
Well, she looks as if she's going to say something. I wonder what she...
Shut the door, lock it quick!
I can't find the key. Here it is, quick, out of the way!
Thank God, Rory. Get away from that window.
It's okay, I just want to check and see if she followed us.
Did she?
No, I don't think so. She moved so slow, she floated, almost.
Rory, who was that woman?
I don't know, dear. I don't know.
You know who it was, son. You know.
Mother, don't be ridiculous.
Rory, what is she talking about? Who was that woman?
'Twas the same woman my son Sean saw, and me husband before him.
Mother!
The same woman all in the O'Reilly clan have seen for centuries, and the same one we will all see until there's no more of us.
Mother, stop!
Only then will she ever rest. Only then will she stop her hideous scream.
Don't pay attention to her, Viola. Mother, she isn't well.
That's a lie. You know it to be true, son, and if you've seen her and heard her scream, then God be with you, because you're next.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You're next.
Mother, shut up! I'm sorry, Mother. I just need everyone to calm down. There is no Banshee, Mum. Okay? Dad and Sean, Mum. That was just a coincidence. I'll be fine. We'll all be fine.
But who was that woman, Rory? Who was she?
Rory, son, listen.
Mother, please don't start again.
Listen.
No, she's right. Rory, listen!
That old woman followed us after all.
Rory, no! Stay away from the door!
Beware, son, beware!
I won't have my family tortured by some sort of...
Rory!
I'm sure I don't know what you mean, Mr. O'Reilly. And I further don't appreciate your intrusion into my office in such a vulgar manner.
Be glad I don't start smashing out the windows like you've had done to the house of my mother. The house of my mother, McShane.
Quiet your voice, man. Your family may be filled with lunatics, but I'll not have my clients assuming that I'm one too.
I don't care about your damn clients.
Well, sir, I do. Now, calm down. Explain to me in complete sentences what exactly it is I'm to have done.
Oh, you're a coy one, McShane. What a perfect lawyer. I don't know who this actress is you've hired to play pretend ghost, but it stops now. And as far as whatever hooligans you hired to break the windows, you'll not have them set foot on our property again.
There's no hooligans, O'Reilly. But if there were, it's no longer the property of your family they'd be setting foot on now, is it?
Oh, yes, and you've made sure of that, haven't you? You've made sure you're the new majority owner of me late father's business, just like you've made sure you're the agent in charge of distributing the assets of my family estate.
I, sir, have made sure of nothing. I cannot account for the tragedies that have befallen your family, and I cannot answer as to why your brother left no will or provisions for your mother and yourself. But I do assure you, all I have done is to the letter of the law.
Have you? I've had my wife look over your documents, okay? And what?
Wife? Is it now your wife?
Well, my fiancé. Anyway, she has assured me that when there is no will, it is the right of the family to choose the administrator of the estate.
Well, your wife, or your fiancé, or your sister, or your girlfriend, or your maid, or whoever she is not an attorney well acquainted with Irish law, is she? And your mother thinks you're all being haunted by a banshee. And you, sir, are a delusional paranoid who thinks I have somehow manipulated the system by having a woman follow you around dressed like a witch.
I know it's true.
No, sir. No, sir. It's not true. It's time, rather, for you to leave. I have been more than fair in allowing your family to remain in the old homestead. But now you're to vacate by the morning, or else suffer the consequences as I have suffered you.
But you can't.
Listen, son. You have ongoing grief that's driving all of you mad. Look, you're well off. Your fiancé, she's an attorney too, right? Take your mother to Dublin, son, or to Indiana. Leave Mulroney. Forget this place.
That man seems like a total cretin, Rory.
I agree, love.
But what?
But maybe he's right. Maybe he's right, and it's just time to forget about this place.
I can't believe you're actually considering what he said.
Viola, mother hasn't been well in a year. She hides it well, but you've seen her going on about the Banshee.
And if we can prove McShane is behind this Banshee and the mysterious lack of your brother's will, he'll go to jail for a long time and your mother can heal.
But it makes sense. Both you and I have good salaries. We can care for mother in Dublin. Away from all this.
Rory, escaping is one thing, but there's also a time when you've got to do what's right.
Okay, and that means what? Exposing McShane and his lies?
Exactly. For your mother, for us, and for everyone else he might try his tricks on.
All right, dear. All right, we'll fight. Come here. Only
What?
this woman on the beach that day, I don't know, darling. She did seem to float.
Did you enjoy your meal, child?
I sure did, and I'm stuffed.
Well, you rest up a bit by the fire.
You rest too, Mother. I'll handle the dishes.
Thank you, son. What a difference a good meal makes in how one feels.
You can say that again. I'm so glad we have this warm fire. Even with Rory blocking the broken windows with plywood, it sure is cold in here.
That it is. Viola.
Yes?
You and Rory truly think this was all just an elaborate ruse on the part of McShane to swindle me?
We do, Mrs. O'Reilly. I guarantee you we are the right. We are in the right.
Yes, and we're going to prove it. Here, Mother, have some tea.
Thank you, love. But how do you intend to prove it?
Well, for starters, the Banshee didn't appear to our family for several generations, did she?
Well, not that was told to us, no.
And McShane never divulged that he held the second highest number of shares in your husband's business.
As Father assumed McShane was representing a number of other shareholders by proxy.
Then there's the matter of how everything McShane seemed to do was a conflict of interest.
Sean never trusted McShane. I shouldn't have either.
Don't blame yourself, Mother. Who is to say what turns a man? Well, I think we all ought to get a good night's sleep.
I was just going to suggest that.
Oh, Rory, I'm so glad you're here. And Viola, I'll be so happy once you're part of the family.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Well, I'll let the two of you head up the stairs in front of me. These knees of mine. What was that?
It sounded like something crashed against the plywood.
I swear if it's that McShane again.
Be careful, Rory.
It's like someone's trying to break in with an axe. What the? What the?
Oh my God!
The Banshee! The Banshee!
Rory! Rory! Is it? Can't you see? Can't you? That piece of plywood flew right to his neck.
My son! My last child!
Rory!
She's real, Viola! Do you believe me now that she's real?
Yes, she must be. Oh my God, she must be.
Are you all right, Banshee? She appears to tell us one of our number will die. She delights in it.
But why? Why?
Because centuries ago when our family line was young, a village girl was killed.
Killed?
Aye. Killed by one of my blood in a fit of drunken rage. And they looked the other way.
Who? Who looked the other way?
All of my kin. They all looked the other way while he buried her deep in the sand. But she won't rest. Not until we're all gone from this earth.
But this can't be real. It can't. Rory, wake up!
And now I'm the last one.
But you're not.
Whatever do you mean, child?
Because Rory and I were secretly married in Dublin the week before we came here.
Already married?
Yes, we didn't want you to know. Rory said you were traditional. We were going to have a formal ceremony next year, but yes, we're married.
You poor thing. I hear her again. She's been so greedy. She's tired. She wants to get it over with. Well, I'm tired too. I'm ready. And you, Viola, will you come with me?
Please, Mrs. O'Reilly, I don't understand what is happening. Just this morning, Rory and I, we were so happy. I just don't understand. What are you staring at?
She is here, child. Look behind you at the wall.
No!
It's her hand, reaching for us through the wall. Can you see her now, Viola? Can you see why it didn't matter if the door was locked or unlocked? McShane was right. The great equalizer has its own plans. And his harbinger saver's giving the message.
Hello? Mrs. O'Reilly? It's the lawyer McShane. I'm with Constable Morrison. Mrs. O'Reilly? Rory!
He wasn't kidding about the glass. Where's the bloody lights in this place? Oh, here they are.
Look at this. Look at this, Morrison. There's blood. There's blood everywhere.
Look there, by the fire.
Wait, it's young Rory with the big gash in his neck.
And here by the stairs, 2 more. Look, my God, there's 2 more. Mrs. O'Reilly. I don't know this other one.
That Rory's American fiancé, I'd venture.
McShane, go wait in the car. Whoever did this might still be here. I'm calling for backup. McShane, I told you, go wait in the car. Now get going.
Well, there's no need for me to wait in the car, Chief Constable. And there's no need for backup.
What are you talking about, man?
Don't you know it? Don't you know it, man? O'Reilly was right. Mrs. O'Reilly, she was right all the time.
What do you mean?
The Banshee, sir. The Banshee was real.